The Utah Jazz have won 6 in a row. They keep getting better. They do it in different fashions, and their big men dominate tonight. While 8 different players are in double figures. We're talking about it all coming up on POSTCAST. David Locke, along with Ron Boone, as the Utah Jazz dominate tonight over the Philadelphia 76ers, a 22-point road win. I mean, really just something against a good 76er team. It was 11-4 coming in games which Joel Embiid has played. And I think you start with the Jazz big men tonight. Rudy Gobert, 17 points, 21 rebounds, and 2 block shots. Hassan Whiteside, 14 points, 10 rebounds. The Jazz, 31 points and 31 rebounds out of their bigs.
Yeah, and if you think about what the Philadelphia 76ers have in Embiid and Drummond, you would think that, they could have a good night there as well. But tonight it was the big man for the Jazz that really dominated things. Rudy ended up with 6 offensive rebounds there for Whiteside. So they were able to get that done on the glass. But, the Jazz second half, I think, David, you really got to start looking and paying a lot of attention to what the Jazz do in the second half of play.
And as much as we're going to talk about how great the offense is, because it's really great, the defense only allowed 42 points in the second half. We may have seen them play their best defensive half of basketball as well.
Yeah, outscoring them 57-42 in that second half. And it's becoming a trend. And as you mentioned earlier, the Jazz are starting to shape their game to what was envisioned at the beginning of the season. It's just fun to watch. Just fun to watch them get whatever they want offensively, and then the defense is starting to click there as well.
It's really a remarkable performance. 8 different players were in double figures tonight. I don't want to exit the bigs here that quickly. I want to go back to the bigs because Thurl is going to make it. But what did Rudy Gobert and Hassan Whiteside do tonight? Just what was it that they took advantage of? What was it that they exploited? What allowed them to have that kind of success?
Well, they dominated the glass. They dominated the boards. Whiteside ended up I thought he had a block shot. Well, I think he did have a block shot, but
Hassan had 2 block shots of Joel Embiid.
Yeah, and Rudy had 2 block shots there as well. So they did take care of the paint. They kept the Sixers from getting to the rim, but their presence. They run the floor, and that's pretty good, isn't it, Thurl?
Thurl Bailey does not know me very well. Thurl Bailey is sitting over there eating chocolate in front of me like I'm supposed to be jealous, thinking I was not prepared. Thurl, what are you talking about? You don't think I have some sort of sweet ready at any moment, at any time? Left over from last night in Minnesota because we stole extras. Okay, sorry.
I think
we took everything from Minnesota. We took their heart, we took their soul, we took their trash talk, and we took their cookies. And we're going to do the same thing to Philadelphia and go get some of those Spunkmeyers so we have them for tomorrow.
So defensively, though, they were scoring the paint. They had 46 points in the paint. But a lot of those were those little push shots and everything and not getting to the rim. But the three-point line was what they protected. I mean, they kept the Sixers from knocking down threes. They ended up 6 for 33, 18%. And one of their better three-point shooters in Green, 19 minutes, and he didn't get a 3 at all.
We talked about this throughout the broadcast. The Jazz are an off-the-bounce three-point shooting team. Philadelphia's not. You play drop big style with a big rolling. You have to be a off-the-bounce three-point shooting team, and Philadelphia didn't have it. So Philadelphia goes 6 of 33 from 3. Some of that's Jazz getting fortunate, but also a good deal of that is the Jazz forcing them into threes they're not good at taking. Of their 6, they made 2 of them were Seth Curry, both in transition, both the same spot. I mean, they had absolutely no half-court three-point shooting game against the Jazz.
And just think about this, David. Quinn talks about making them uncomfortable. And if they're uncomfortable at shooting off the bounce threes, let's give it to them. If they make them, that's on me. Because this is, what we're going to play. This is the way we're going to play, and this is what we're going to give them. But wonderful basketball game. Nice stretch going on here with the Jazz. They got to be playing with so much confidence, and not just so much confidence in each other.
I'm going to give credit to who's texting me. If I was Jeff Watkinson, Jazz assistant coach, is not with the team right now. He just texted me, we're relaxed and confident yet aggressive. I just thought it was, and then he pointed out 2 plays. Joe Ingles poking the ball away from from Embiid, and Donovan anticipating the skip pass and stealing it in the late. I think both those were in the third quarter. I mean, those were just really special plays and just kind of signified the way the Jazz are playing.
Yeah, that all translates into teamwork, confidence in each other, and just playing with confidence as you and aggressive. All of those things comes in part of winning basketball games. And right now the Jazz are doing it. They're starting to look like what we ended up seeing last year during the course of the year.
I don't know what Joel Embiid finished, but Jazz fans will like to know this after the conversation this week. Joel Embiid over the last 3 years when guarded by Rudy Gobert is 17 of 46 shooting for 37%. He had been to the free throw line quite a bit. Tonight, he goes 8 of 18 overall. He only takes 2 free throws, though, and that was really the key to defending Joel Embiid tonight. 8 Jazz players in double figures, Ron.
Yeah.
What does that tell you, and what does that mean for the team?
They're sharing the ball, and again, like I just mentioned, having confidence and trusting each other out there on the floor, making that pass or making that extra play, that setting that good pick, and just doing all those little things that make you a good basketball team. Trusting the offense, trusting the defense, trusting the game plan. All of that comes in the play of having a very good night or having a good team for the most part.
The Jazz tonight have another one of these nights with an offensive rating through the roof. They're the number one offensive team in the league. There's no one within 4 points of them. They're now going to be close to 10 points above the league average. There's actually never been a team ever that since the data's been kept in the history of the game that's ever been 10 points above league average. I think the best ever is Nash's Dallas team in 03-04. It was like 9 points. I mean, they're really heading into, and they're not doing it tonight. They did it with 16 offensive rebounds, right? Like again, shot selection's beautiful. 43s out of 91 shots. So you're taking 45% of your shots as threes. I can look up what they got, but I think they were at the rim a lot tonight. I would guess they probably took 35% of their shots at the rim tonight. I mean, it's just a well-oiled machine, and they kept the turnovers down again.
Well, ended up with 12 for the, 12. But they gave up 19 points off of those 12. But, that's, has nothing to do with, or has a lot to do with it, but the Jazz getting up, their 43-point shot attempts, and Donovan Mitchell, I think, has a crowd of people over there.
He sure does.
How close is he to his hometown?
Well, he's close enough. They're driving down. I can take a little. And he had a great. Supposedly, I was just getting word on our chat room that he had a great little post-game interview. It's interesting. You wonder about the butterfly effect a little bit here. It's you can talk about the fact that Jazz have won 10 of 12. And their only 2 losses are in these weird games where the replay against Memphis and the cost them the game, and the replay against New Orleans cost them the game. I do wonder, though, if they'd be as good right now had they not lost those games. Quinn had their attention when they had 3 days off, and you were there at those practices. He really practiced them in those days, and then he really practiced them the other day. Actually, he brought the guys together the other day and said, I know we have 3 games and 4 nights coming up, but we have work to do.
Yeah.
Let's be precise and quick and get out of here, but get our work done. And they practiced really pretty hard in Minnesota on an off day the other day.
And don't forget the question they asked the team. How many times did we beat Minnesota last year?
And then he asked them how many times they beat Washington
last year, yeah.
So
just let them know.
See if they can go get the end of this. All right, let's just take some quick comments. Both our centers had double-doubles from Embiid. Great work. Absolutely. Derek says, and Joe laughing and joking around while running down the court. Very relaxed. Joshua, teams aren't scared of Gobert at all. What a scrub. Got to get that one in. Coming in from Hayden, the third quarter defense tonight was championship level. The activity, the rotation, the focus, the communication, the best we've seen yet. I think that's true. Really, the Jazz just outstanding. Beat a really, really good basketball team tonight on that. Amazing how losing 1 game you shouldn't have it at the buzzer is upsetting. Losing 2 games at the buzzer in the same week changes a team. And maybe that's the best comment of the day from Bob.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Nice win. 20,000 people here sell out. Saw what the Jazz is like. That the West is pretty good. 6
in a row for the Jazz. Big men dominate. Jazz win it. Thanks for joining POSTCAST. Locked on Jazz tomorrow from DC. Have a good one.